And welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Emergent Gamer Podcast. 340?
340. 240.
240.
Giving us 100 extra
He
episodes.
just advanced my life more than a year.
I heard the panic in your voice.
240.
240.
I'm one of your hosts, Neo Ayoshi, sitting next to...
Trip Zero.
And
Felix Hergood.
we're here with another episode, and we're going to start this episode off with a bang.
We are. Can I
Yes.
throw a joke in here, actually?
Lay the joke on me.
So this is a joke that a teacher in high school told us one day. He was very excited about this joke. He is Irish himself. And so he asked us one day, we rolled into class, and he goes, how many beans are in Irish bean soup?
How many beans?
How many beans are in Irish bean soup?
239. Because if there were one more, it'd be too farty. And that's the episode number today.
240.
I've waited all week
Too far.
All right, so now,
to rip this joke out here.
like in the past with Felix's Oscar segments, you have to come up with a new number joke every week.
I'm not going to do that.
Fair enough.
For the
not
rest
gonna
of
do that.
eternity.
Fair enough.
Literally not.
All right, cool. Let me start with a special question. I put a tweet out there.
You did. I was going to say,
In the world.
preface what you're doing before we dive right into this.
Oh
so
yeah,
people know.
I put a tweet out there yesterday, just going like, "Hey, let's get some people like interacting with the show and stuff." So hopefully from now on, we can do this, and I want to do it right. But here we go.
Are you going to put that up behind us?
I am. I'm going to put it behind. Well, no, maybe not actually. I'm just going to read it. Yeah.
You're going to read it?
Yeah, I'm going to
Okay.
read it. This is just so you can see it as well, Felix.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Yeah.
I'm looking.
Let's ask. We're going to start us off with a non-gaming question. Nimbus asks. It's Nimbus on Twitter. Does a straw have one hole or two? Now that's one question. He's got a second question, but let's debate.
So, full disclosure, me and Nimbus have had a conversation about this question and the next question in depth when
Okay.
we've been gaming in the morning. So he knows my answers. I'll toss them in here, but I'll go last. I want you guys to have your own debates here without being influenced by my opinion, because I think I'm right.
I'm going to say, okay, so this is tricky because it's just a cylinder that is just hollow. That's all straw is, right? It's a hollow cylinder, right? So it's got to be just one long hole.
Right.
Or is it two holes at each end? That's I guess that's the tricky part, right?
It depends on if you believe in wormhole science theory.
Is a wormhole one hole?
Yeah. One.
Wormhole one hole?
One. Yeah.
It's just one hole.
Yeah. Connecting 2 points.
Okay, so what do you think?
Is a straw a wormhole?
What do you think, Trip?
I think there are two holes to a straw.
Two holes.
Look, if you drop a straw, it gets dirty, you can use the other hole, right?
But no, you can't. It's still going to touch whatever you're going to...
Yeah, a
you can
literal
wipe it off.
straw has 2 holes.
Top, bottom. Yeah.
A literal straw.
I think. Sorry, I know, based on my own fact that is correct.
Based on what I know.
It's a straw. It's got 2 openings, 2 holes. Because you suck something up into one hole and it comes out the other hole.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
You know?
That sounds right.
You can't, if you have one hole to the straw, it can't do its job. It can't pull and then have the material exit the vehicle of movement.
And
Yeah,
what did Nimbus say? What did he weigh in on? One hole, 2 hole.
I don't remember his exact
If you didn't have a hole on
answer where he landed on that.
If you didn't have a hole on each side, you would have a cup.
Huh.
Like
I
for
get-
Oh,
I guess you're right.
see
I
what
guess you're
you're
right.
saying.
a cup
So,
for ass.
so if the straw had the other hole blocked off, it would be a
It's
it would
similar.
Be a
It's
small
actually
cup.
similar
Yeah.
to this point right here. So
Yes.
Nimbus does land on the 2 holes in the straw.
All right, and his next question is, if you have 2 lasagna and stack them on top of each other, do you have 1 lasagna or do you have 2?
Well, I didn't see that. Hold on.
Oh, I got,
Just highlight the bottom of that tweet for him.
I see it.
there you go.
Yeah.
If you have 2 lasagna and stacked on the top of each other, do you have 1 lasagna?
Or do you still have 2 lasagna? I like how he didn't. The plural of lasagna is lasagna.
It's lasagna.
Nice.
Lasagna.
I don't know, man. I think it becomes 1 lasagna. Just 1 large lasagna. Because that's all it is. It's just like noodle and sauce, right? It's just noodle
Right, it's
meat
just
sauce.
layers.
So
yeah.
it is
I'm having
morphed
lasagna.
into
We
1 lasagna.
we are all
Lasagna.
in tune with this answer.
Yeah.
You get one
I love
giant
it.
lasagna.
I love it.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
I can't eat lasagna.
What?
'Cause
What? It's like the best food in the
It's
world.
fucking tomato based. They got to take all the tomato out of there.
And
Can you not have tomatoes?
Nope.
that sucks.
I'm so sorry to hear that, man. That makes me really sad.
it's-
That's okay. I
Yeah.
had a lot of liquor all throughout my youth, and it probably led to that. So the liquor was good. Good trade off.
It's not a
That's
good
leap.
trade-off,
That's
dude.
a leap.
It's not a good trade-off. God,
right.
all the tomato sauce.
Now
Oh,
getting
my God,
onto
I'm sad.
the gamer
Okay.
side of Emergent
Okay.
Gamer.
Cool.
This question is for from Kevin Oates,
Mm-hmm.
one Kevin Oates. He wrote, "Is the 3DS dead? Why haven't I gotten any street passes in the last 3 years?"
Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin.
Kevin Oates.
Thank you,
We
Kevin
love.
Oates.
We love.
So you did the research
Kevin
on
Oates
this.
here.
So let's see what the data shows.
Yeah.
I don't really
so I'm looking up one last thing right now.
I mean, I was out recently,
Mm-hmm.
and I was in a store, and we were trying to buy a gift for the holiday
Mm-hmm.
for my sister's boyfriend, and he has, evidently, in a lot of different places, they're still selling,
3DSs.
no, 2DS.
Yeah.
Oh
okay.
yeah, well, it's the same
It's the
like
same thing.
generation of console, but the
Okay.
2DS is the newest iteration that was
Yeah.
cheaper, smaller. Let
so
people just
that-
play the games that were
There
released
was no
for the
3D.
3DS
There
without
was no
the 3D
3D yeah,
feature.
Right.
yeah.
I couldn't find anything 3DS related. I was finding 2DS shit all over
Yeah.
the place.
I do have some fun facts. Now, Kevin Oates is a admitted huge fan of the 3DS. Still uses it to this day. So much so that he got me to like get mine out and charge it. I have like the launch blue 3DS.
I had the same exact
the
one.
the thumbstick has fallen off because of Smash. Like it just
Oh
it
my
is,
God.
but it's still together and it has all my games on it because I was a 3DS ambassador.
Mm-hmm.
Which if you bought this when it came out, it didn't sell that well because it was kind of expensive. I think it was like 300.
It was 250.
I think it was like 300, dude, or 350.
Oh,
It was like
really?
really expensive. Yeah.
Because I bought one, or somebody bought. I got it as a gift.
Yeah.
And I was ambassador as well.
Because they lowered the price for everybody.
yeah, it was
Oh,
250.
I'm sorry, it was 250, yeah, and
they
then
went
they
to
lowered it to
170.
170, which is huge. So anyone who bought it at the original $250 price was labeled a 3DS ambassador and got 20 games.
Yep.
They got games that never were released on the console.
Yep. Like a bunch of Zelda
Like
games.
like full-on game ports for
Kid
Game Boy
Icarus.
Advance, Zelda games, and these games were never released on any digital store.
Yeah.
So
What I ended up doing was I sold my ambassador 3DS to get a Switch. That's what I did.
but you can transfer your
But I
your
transferred
console.
my ambassadorship to my brother's 3DS.
Yep.
So now it lives on my brother's
Well,
3DS.
I'm worried about this thing dying.
Yeah.
Just because that's what technology does.
You'd have,
so
to,
I
you'd
have,
have to just get like a used one.
I
or
haven't,
something.
I have used the new Nintendo 3DS when they put that out.
Oh,
a
with
couple
the
years
nubbin.
ago.
The little nubbin.
So
on it.
I can do a console transfer
Yeah,
over to that.
that's the nubbin one. Yeah.
But I'm
Yeah,
going to
let's-
hit you
let's-
guys with some stats with this question. So Kevin said he's not getting any Street Pass tags. And if you don't know about Street Pass, it's the ability for when your console is in sleep mode. If it gets near another 3DS user, you guys essentially visit each other
Mm-hmm.
with your Miis. And there are some games you can play together, as well as this really cool feature where you can build puzzles.
Yeah,
you can
they're awesome.
You can look at everyone else's puzzle collection and essentially take a piece from them to build your own
Yeah,
puzzles.
you would like essentially choose each other's pieces.
So your puzzle collection is reflective of how many people you've met in your life that have 3DSs.
I would take that thing everywhere to like conventions.
It also
yeah.
marked the countries and counties in those countries you were from.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, really cool.
Is it fair to?
I wish Switch has it.
Is it
I do
fair?
too.
Is it fair to compare the 3DS hardware to the Nintendo Switch and say which one's better?
No,
No,
That's not fair.
not fair.
because one was just a dedicated handheld, and the 3DS had a library. That was a solid library of games. Yeah. Dude, even the first year of the Switch coming out, they released Metroid 2 on it, like a remake of it. Like
First year of the 3DS
Yeah.
come out.
the first year the Switch came out, the last Nintendo game that they put out was Metroid 2. They released a remake of it. I think it was
The
because
Nintendo Switch has a Metroid 2.
3DS has it.
I'm so
did I say
confused.
You said Switch first.
I don't
Yeah,
know
yeah.
what he's saying.
The year the Switch came out, they released Metroid 2 on the 3DS.
Oh,
Yes.
got
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
That's
Sorry.
the sentence.
Sorry.
I understand.
So yeah, I'm gonna hit you guys with some interesting stats here.
Do it.
As of 2018, there were still 6.4 million 3DS units sold. The last game for the 3DS was Persona Q2, New Cinema Labyrinth, which was its own Persona game for the 3DS. That was June 5th, 2019, not even a year ago.
They're not getting more games.
This is the last game.
Wow.
June 5th, 2019.
Persona Q2.
Wow.
But that is a lot more recent than I thought it would have been.
Yeah, I could have seen them still release games, or like third parties release games, but damn.
So they're kind of done leasing games, and Street Pass itself has been declining, not only because of users, but mainly because they shut down a lot of Street Pass relays. In March of 2018, every Street Pass relay in Japan was shut down, and there have been reports of people as far as November 2018, their Street Pass points in America getting shut down as well. This was like you'd go to GameStop and get a Street Pass tag just by walking in there and existing. Those are all non-existent. So you have those are all gone away. You have declining 3DS user base because obviously the Switch is out, and you mix all that stuff together. Unfortunately, it's going to be really, really, really hard to find a Street Pass tag.
What is Kevin Oates going to do?
He's going to have to coordinate with me, and we have at least one other friend we know that uses a 3DS. We're just going to have to keep swapping and tagging together, the three of us, until the hardware dies.
All right, well, that was a good little fun exercise intro. Who wants to go first? Should I go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I don't have much to talk about.
Go ahead.
Do your thing.
Cool. I started playing Apex Legends again.
They have the
next season.
Season 2,
started,
is that what they call it? Season 2?
Yeah, and I ended up having enough currency to buy that new character, the Revenant guy. He's this like crazy. I'm gonna pull him up here. He's this like crazy murderous robot dude, and he's really rude. But Revenant, I'm just gonna bring up a picture of him. And he's okay. I couldn't really comprehend his abilities, but anyway, Apex Legends is still really fun. I just remembered how streamlined this is. You know what I mean? Like it was like a really streamlined battle royale experience. I ended up playing with Esverus.
Oh, nice.
Esribs.
Isn't Locke still a huge fan of this?
Locke is. Nimbus is. Yeah. Nimbus, I know, is actively playing this game in our Discord.
Yeah, I love to play with him as well. It was a lot of fun. Had a fun time.
Yeah.
Other than
I've seen this guy. I was watching Twitch clips, and I don't know if you guys know Big Cheese Kit or not, but he was playing Apex, and there's a clip of him sitting. He's just sitting at the menu, and that guy's walking around in the background, and he's like taking a break. He's just taking a sip of water, and apparently this guy, the Revenant, while he's on the menu screen, he's like walking back and forth and looking at you very evil. Then he like phase shifts and like sprints at the screen.
He'll like walk toward the screen. Yeah, he goes toward the screen.
Like full sprint, running. And Big Cheese Kit, I don't think wasn't ready for this and like flew back in his chair like, oh, hell no. Like scared that he was running towards the camera. It was really funny.
His introduction was really cool too. It was like an interview with the new champion, and it wasn't him, right? It was some other guy.
Oh, okay.
I wonder if I can find it, and it was like the dude was being interviewed in like a newsroom, and then that guy got straight up murdered.
Oh, by
this guy, and then that's how they introduced him. I thought it was pretty clever.
Yeah, I know we're right now we're watching a video that kind of goes over some of his skills. Can you kind of describe what you play or how you play him? Messing around.
Well, he's got a cool passive where he'll crouch run faster than everybody else, so he's got a cool mode like that. Those are just finishers. Those are things like you'll unlock.
Yeah.
Like you buy finishers or whatever. But he drops what's called a death totem, and okay, so apparently you drop it, then your teammates, you all have to touch it, and then once you all touch it, you can safely go out and try and attack a team, and then if you die, it'll pull you back to the totem, to safety. So it's like an emergency.
Oh, that's cool.
Thing.
Yeah.
And it looks like he also fires some kind of like projectile. So like this, it's a tactical. Okay, it's a tactical silence. So it'll keep all enemies, all your enemies from
from hearing you,
from using their skills.
Oh.
Silences their skills. It disables enemies' abilities for 10 seconds.
Damn, so it's a suppression skill. That's awesome, actually. That's huge.
Cool.
That can be probably used really, really, really effectively if you know how to play that character and you're in at the right moment.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I've been having some fun hopping back into that world. It also making me want to do the Tarkov. So I'm increasingly getting closer to getting this game, Escape from Tarkov.
But I thought we determined that Tarkov isn't a BR.
No,
it's not. But there's still like
it's a
you get similar itches. Like you want to.
There's crossover.
Play a good shooty clicky game.
It's
where
a slow-paced,
really
realistic, tactical survival game. PvP style. Is that a good
Okay.
way to break it down? It reminds me of
Like
DayZ. It reminds me entirely of DayZ. Because you have to do things like you'll get a magazine for or a clip for your guns, and you have to put the bullets in the clip. You got to do all that stuff.
All of that.
All that stuff. And like you have to like bandage yourself. Like you have to it's crazy. And then you have to any gear you grab and take, you'll keep with you. You put it in your locker, and then you choose what gear you want to take out into the field, and then you make your way through all these places and salvage things. Like you just gotta. It's cool. A really intense game though. It's like super hyper real.
Does it deter like the classic trolls from DayZ?
Explain.
Well, in DayZ, I have two friends. You guys know Ramen, and then the other friend, Woo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Those guys just spent hours just like waiting at spawn points where people would spawn in, and then just murdered people as they came into the game.
I honestly don't know because I haven't played it yet.
And again, I'm not very well versed besides what I've watched in this game, but I think that behavior isn't
Possible?
Isn't that possible in Tarkov? Because not only, and here's what partially what makes it scary to be in this world. Not only are you on the lookout for player characters, but you also have computer controlled characters.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
they're called. I don't know if players are called scavs, but I know the computer ones for sure called scavs, and scavengers. Like,
okay.
And they will attack you if they see you, just like a human would. And no one is like marked. I think
you don't know who the scavs are.
If you get killed by one, you know what killed you, scav or player. But like, I think based on movement or behavior, you can figure it out. I could be wrong, so feel free. I apologize out there listening. People can correct me on Twitter, yell at me, Trip0TV. But I mean, watching Lupo play this, I'm very, very excited to be able to spend some time in here getting scared and trying to survive and having real sweaty matchups. It's definitely on the docket for sure.
Yeah, hopefully, maybe if I play it this week or next week, if Locke comes by, we can chat about it.
But to answer your question, you wouldn't be able to just post up and exist there because the characters in the game would be finding you too.
Right.
Yep.
So everyone is kind of like on edge, and trying to get in, get out, and dip.
Well, that makes way more sense than what I heard, how I heard DayZ described. I was like, well, that doesn't sound like fun at all. If there's no balance with the world itself.
Right.
Like, people, I think, were gravitating toward DayZ because they thought it was, like, an effective, like, post-apocalyptic, like, zombie apocalypse type world.
Yeah.
But it's not if there's no pushback from the world.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, well, the problem with DayZ was there was a lot of issues with it.
There's a lot of problems with it. I'm not like even trying to.
But the enjoyment was because it was how open it was. You created your own gameplay essentially. You created your own fun that you wanted to do, like how you do in Fallout, right?
Oh yeah.
Because like that game is all just going through the the exercise of looting and running into players. And do you talk to them or you make them like there are moments where people were like, hold your hands up. All right, give me your pants. Cool. Here's a can of tuna, and see you later. And like, just run away and leave them with nothing. It's like you can do like all kinds of crazy shit would happen in that.
Yeah.
There's a crazy web series called DayZ with like Morgan Freeman that I used to watch. Freaking hilarious. This guy role played as Morgan Freeman in DayZ, and it was the best. But anyway, I'm gonna segue to a question from our listeners.
Oh.
Andy SR2 asks, with the new Division expansion going back to New York, what about the location are you most excited about seeing changed over time? And in what ways do you hope Ubisoft Massive improved upon the endgame to something worthwhile to participate in? Well, I'm excited to go back to New York, personally, for sure. I really liked the weather in the first division.
You liked the vibe of the snow,
the quiet nature to it. Yeah, like it was it seemed like a really dour experience to be in a city that was once populated.
Do we know if this version of New York is going to take place in the winter?
It will be in the summer. Yeah, it's good. It's like directly after the events of Division 2.
I think you're in like late spring, something like that when Division 2 starts. So
they might get some fall colors.
They've
they even said
Upper East Side in the fall.
It's the spring.
Oh, it would be the spring.
Yeah.
So
it's right around there.
Yeah. So,
but it is kind of unsettling because the virus hit during Christmas, so everything stopped. Civilization just kind of stopped. So there are still Christmas decorations up all over the place, and in DC in the spring, There's still Christmas shit. You know, like no one's
Yeah.
spending time cleaning it up. So it's
Wait, I'm getting confused. So this takes place directly after Division 2, which takes place in Washington during the summer,
Right.
or it takes place after Division 1 in the winter.
we're continuing the
Okay.
story. So
Story's
Division
continuing.
1 was in the winter in New York.
Yes.
Division 2 happens a few months later in DC in the
summer.
spring.
Oh, it was in the spring?
Mhm.
Got it. Cool.
And then you keep no summer. We're in the spring.
That was in the spring.
We've only ever been in the spring.
I fucking thought it was the summer.
No. No.
Jesus Christ.
Let's keep going.
No.
Oh, yeah, let's move on.
And then this new thing is
Back to New York, a different location in New York.
Probably like a week after the main story or something. Like it's like
Yeah,
the next.
it's a continuation.
step. Yeah, we're not taking huge leaps
so it's
in
a bit
time
of
here.
it's a flashback.
But what
No.
they're no. Why? Why are you
Why
going
the
back
fuck
to
am
that?
why am I fucking not understanding this?
It's like the next day, Division 2. Like whatever happens.
The next day of Division 2.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Got it.
And then,
So in the spring.
but it's whatever is happening.
But
in
the
this is New
conflict
York.
requires you to go back to New York. It's the return to New York.
I got it. I got it.
all right.
Now I understand.
So, but what they're doing with that environment, I know. What they're doing with that environment is they're making it hurricane ravaged, right? So like things are going to be more like degraded and destroyed. It looks to be like that. But another thing I'm
That
looking
doesn't make any sense, but okay.
what that a hurricane just
Oh, it
happened
was
to
ravaged while you were in.
while we were in DC.
Oh,
yeah,
you're in
yeah.
DC, got
The
it.
world still happens even though you aren't there. You
Dude,
know?
what is the? You're like grasping at straws here.
No,
Trying
because
to put
it's
this together.
geographic, and I'm seeing the whole geography in my head.
Hurricane
Yeah.
Sandy Part 2 hit
and that's
New
what I'm
York.
trying
Yeah, I
to
was gonna say,
imagine.
remember when Sandy hit and that like the
But,
whole
Yeah, I get
city
it.
but
was
this
like,
time there was no one to defend New York and clean up New York, so
No,
it's all just
fucking
fucked up. Yeah.
Trashed.
But also Andy asks about the end game, and the end game needs a lot of work because they tried to do something different when it came to they tried to do something different when it came to how they did Endgame this time, where they added the raid, which was cool, but we know what happened with that. But they also added those strongholds and the world tier upgrades. And that was like a way to keep you playing, but that wasn't like a fun loop to go through. Yeah.
I stopped at World Tier 2 because of that grind. I was like, I don't feel like doing the same shit over and over and over and over again.
So I feel like they need to do something like Destiny does. And I know I do say this often, but I would love them to adapt some of the event style things that Destiny uses. By
Sure.
like,
Yeah.
oh, here's a cool gun you can chase. Oh, these secret agents have popped up in the world, and if you don't chase them, then you can get their mask. Like they have stuff like that. But like
Right.
they need carrots for you to chase.
Yeah.
They need good carrots.
I think the Division 2, and I don't know if this is not on the docket for the expansion, obviously, because their entire game is based on the system. I just don't see the benefit of the World Tier system. Just have
Yeah, and
Like-
it's I see what they're doing. It's like a Diablo. Diablo does that
yeah.
with their like torment mode and then their hell mode. Like you remember how like Diablo? Did you play Diablo 3?
No, but well, that's a lie. I played it day one on the PC original release, and,
My apologies.
and then I never played it again.
My apologies. that was a bad day. But yeah, what they ended up doing was they added world increased difficulty.
Yeah.
Right. So like then you would go for and then you would get better loot because of that.
Sure.
That's kind of what they tried to do here, which I don't blame them for doing, and they kind of did it in Division 1 also. But I want them to see better build diversity. I want to see the loot get fixed so it's fun to chase the loot. Like,
Sure.
that's
Yeah,
all
yeah.
I can ask for.
I just like going back to the world tiers. I think you can accomplish the same thing with pushing difficulty and chasing gear and loot and all that stuff by just having a level system that goes from 0 to whatever. Even include a gear score if you want at a certain point past your levels. But like, don't force them to replay all the top tier content in your game 5 times.
Isn't that what Destiny kind of does though?
Not directly. I
Not
mean,
directly.
in any kind of loot game, you're going to be replaying content no matter what. Just it's part of the process, right?
Yeah.
But in a game like Destiny, even in a game like Anthem, kind of, you play content in like a playlist.
Mhm.
You know, you have set ways to get loot that gives you a leg up. There's like different tiers of loot, not different tiers of the world that you're in.
Got it. Yeah, because
So-
Destiny's world never shifts in
So
difficulty.
like once per week, you know, if you get 100,000 points in the Nightfall, for example, to use Destiny, you get a powerful reward.
Mhm.
Sorry, you get a pinnacle drop. That's a whole other discussion. But anyway, there's one really powerful reward source, you know, by playing that content. But you're not locked out of playing that content until you play all of the strikes 5 times. Do you know what I mean?
Got it.
They did kind of have a story element that ushered in the change to the tier.
They
gameplay.
did, but it's
It was like
weak to me.
What were those things called? They were like it was a new faction.
The Black Tusk rolled in.
Yes, the Black Tusk.
Andy SR2 writes in and says, Trip, with the issues people in the community are currently having for the game, what do you think is the best approach that would be for Bungie to take in this upcoming season, especially with the return of Trials?
Oof, man. This is such a loaded question that could probably be its own
It's a good segue into
its own podcast
bringing
show.
up talking about Destiny and
to the things that I was doing. Yeah.
yeah.
I don't think next season is going to be what makes the players happy. I don't.
Do you know what's coming up?
I think we're going to be upset with next season, and I think if we get any changes that are positive overall, it's going to be in the summer season. There's been leaks, and then with the most recent event that's going on in Destiny now, it's almost pretty much confirmed that Trials of either Osiris or the Nine, something, is going to be coming back to
In
Destiny.
some form.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in Destiny 1, Trials of Osiris was the 3 versus 3 player versus player activity that was essentially like the top tier endgame of Destiny PvP. It was a weekly ritual. It was only on during the weekends, and you could get exclusive loot. There was literally a whole planet you couldn't get to unless you went flawless in your Trials run. You had to win 9 games without losing a single one
Yeah, I didn't.
to get to. I've never been to Mercury either. No, Locke has for sure.
Oh,
That's crazy.
No, I've been to Mercury. The Lighthouse? Is that what we're
In
talking
Destiny 1, yeah.
about? Oh, no, I have done that.
Yeah.
I did that.
You're nuts, bro.
No, but it was before they like rebalanced it. Like they did a change, and the minute they changed it, it was so noticeable
Yeah.
that like players that weren't good couldn't get there. Like I was letting down. I was fine, and I was helping, and I was able to be carried essentially
Sure.
by
Yeah,
Locke. And then the minute they did
Less
this,
Locke.
they did a rebalance. And then the way they match made us, like I was in there with players that were just like murdering.
Sure.
And it was over. Like my skill level just wasn't high enough, and Locke didn't even fucking want to play. What ended up happening was we tried real hard to go to the Lighthouse multiple times, and we couldn't get it. And Locke, then I talked to Locke like a week later, and he goes, "Oh yeah, I went to the Lighthouse like 3 times."
Yeah, him and Crow or something.
Yeah. He's like, like later in the week. I was like, oh, so it was me that sucked.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it was.
Yeah. I mean, Trials was so good for Destiny. It was great for the Destiny directory, like on Twitch. Like it blew the game up. Like so many people's careers were built on competitive carries or people watching them play. Like all of, like Dr. Lupo started with Trials. Real Crafty. You had Lucky and Buttwipe. All these personalities that even at this point are branched out to other games started with Trials and how good it was for the community. Destiny brought this back with Destiny 2, but they were focused on all of PvP being 4v4, and it just didn't work. It didn't hit. It didn't feel good. So they took it off. They literally got rid of it.
Yeah, they're like, we're putting this in the closet for right now.
No, they call it Trials of the Nine, and it just wasn't the same thing.
Yeah.
So for a while, people keep saying, let's get Trials back. This is going to make Destiny feel good, especially for PvP players, which feel like they haven't gotten anything in Destiny 2 in a long time. And they haven't. There's been multiple raids. There's been a focus on moving the story ahead with PvE content in Destiny's new seasonal model. And there's been a lot. There's been rebalances to make PvP feel good, but the changes in PvP have been incremental. There's only a season or 2 ago, we finally got the ability to play Elimination, which is the closest thing to Trials. It's 3v3.
Okay.
And up until a season or 2 ago, we just for the first time got the option to play competitive Crucible as a freelance player, like by yourself, by one, like just not playing
Solo queuing.
Yeah,
Okay.
solo queuing essentially. So the risk was always that like if I just want to like rank up in competitive, and get to a certain level in my PvP skill, because some guns are locked behind a certain skill rank, right? You might potentially go up against a group of 3. And that means they're on comms, they're going to be coordinated, and you're just yourself. Who knows what clowns are going to get matchmade onto your team, and just
boy.
an immediate loss where you lose points. So that's a bad experience.
That is not a great experience.
And they just recently put in a playlist where you can go in there as a solo player, and everybody is a solo player. It's 3 solos versus 3 solos.
it sounds like it's kind of like what Overwatch did, I think.
Yeah, and like the changes are good, just from a bottom line perspective. but cohesively, it's not making the Destiny PvP experience better. And like I said in the beginning, I don't think that what they're doing is going to make it's going to make Destiny feel good for PvP just by bringing trials back, because there's a lot of other problems with balances, with the sandbox, with different character classes. There's a lot that needs to be fixed, and maybe they have.
But you're still playing it. I saw you playing today.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you want to talk about the progress of your bet?
Well, let me round out this question first.
Yeah, go ahead.
because,
I thought it was a good time to segue off.
Well, what I haven't said is what I think they need to do to make it better. Well, I've said some things. They have to actually focus on the character interplay and really balancing the sandbox for what they want trials to be. So, like I said, we don't know. We'll see next season. Maybe they have made adjustments that are going to make it work for their version of trials, but we don't know if we're getting exactly what we get in D1. We don't know if we're getting a Trials of Osiris halfway point between that and Trials of the Nine. There's just a bunch of questions.
Trials of the Nine was the Destiny 2.
The Destiny 2 version, the 4v4, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a bunch of question marks. But I think players are also feeling burnt out from the seasonal model that has you do a shit ton of content and then takes that content away every season. So you either do it all
or you
miss out.
And you never get
which I think burns out players that are worried about both aspects. For both reasons, I don't want to play.
They feel like they're compelled to play it.
The minute that I miss something, I'm like, fuck it. I'm not going to play anything else. Then, like, what's the point? Like when I missed the title for last season, I was like, I don't really care about grinding to finish anything else. What's the point? It's going to go away.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really attract people the way they want. And if it does, right? If the mental hook actually gets you, then you resent your time being in there. So I don't think their seasonal model is working the way they want it to.
Do you think they're going to revisit it?
I absolutely
is the community.
do.
Is this a vocal part of the community saying
yes,
this?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. A lot of people are feeling the same way. Very slight variations. There have been just all kinds of Twitter threads talking about people's burnouts and feelings and stuff like that. I still don't think we're going to get a fix next season. It's too soon.
Mm-hmm.
Like
yeah,
this
feedback, they probably have it locked.
Yeah, like
doing.
we've been feeling this way over the past couple of weeks, as in getting really vocal about it, and it's too soon to a launch to really put huge adjustments in there. But I feel like they're able to iterate with enough time for the summer. So I'm hoping like that's the time that everyone hops in and feels whatever positive changes they're making to kind of balance out their vision versus what the players want. Long ramble about Destiny's state done, but I'm going to end with the fact that if you guys have been following, there's a bet that I have right now. I bet $20 against Andy in our Discord and $10 against Jay in our Discord that I would not hit power level 970 based on my character before the end of the season. I played Iron Banner today, and I finished the 4 Iron Banner bounties that give you pinnacle weapons, and pinnacle weapons and armor are the only thing that gets you to 970. They're the only things that can drop above 960.
Okay.
And during Iron Banner, you get 4 more of those drops per week. Well, 75% of my drops today, 3 out of the 4, were pieces of 970 gear in slots I needed 970 gear.
Hell yeah.
So I am now only 1 slot out of 8 remaining.
Which one is it? What do you need?
They are my character's arms, my gauntlets.
Do you think you
now,
can do it?
Now, it's not ideal because there's no way to guarantee getting yourself a pair of arms specifically. There are some routes to getting 970 guns any week. So if like my last thing was a gun, I know exactly where I would go to get my like last gun filled in, right?
How are you going to get arms?
Yeah, you need arms.
There's a lot of sources that reward arms. I could play the raid. The dungeon every week gives you arms. The Nightfall has arms in its loot pool. So I'm not worried. The chances of me not winning this are very, very, very small. But it's still RNG based, and I still could get boned out of this drop. Like I could go 3 weeks of all pinnacles and not get arms. It's very rare, but it is possible if we're looking at just numbers. So stay tuned. We're not out of the woods yet, but I'm almost there.
I can't wait to see how this unfolds. You want to talk about No Man's Sky?
Oh, yeah, dude. I literally forgot all about that, dude.
So
Today,
yeah.
Literally today.
I saw you doing it. I saw you playing.
A sneak update came out for No Man's Sky called the Living Ships Update.
That looks really cool.
Now, Sean Murray had been tweeting over the past couple of days, like, eggs and egg-style emojis. Like, you put an egg. He put out, like, a little chick hatching. He put, like, a fried egg, and I was like, what the hell are you talking about, man? Well, then what that ended up meaning was the ability to literally hatch and grow your own living starship. Now, you can find these things in the wild, I believe, as well, but there is a quest line that you can do to essentially make and grow your own. You start this by going to the Nexus, which is the multiplayer hub that you can summon at will in the game if you've gotten far enough, and you buy it with Quicksilver. Now, funny enough, I've never played a multiplayer mission before today. I've always just skipped past it. I'm like, I don't feel like grinding for Quicksilver.
They're cool.
I just want to like.
They're like group missions.
I want to build and I want to explore. They're very cool and they're pretty easy.
Yeah.
But you are unfortunately limited to the amount of Quicksilver you can earn per day. So I could not earn enough to get the ship. I literally had like no silver.
I want to get back in this with you. The only one of the main problems I'm seeing is I have a tight schedule.
Sure.
You're playing during the day a lot.
I'm mainly a daytime streamer, yeah.
But we gotta
set up a weekend to
and
do
I
want
to use the VR headset. I want to play it in VR and do it.
Well, I want to see my burgeoning city planet in VR.
In VR. Oh my god, let's fucking go. Baby.
So another aspect to my No Man's Sky adventures is Neo hopped in one day and set a base down on a planet that I want all of our friends and everyone that plays No Man's Sky in the Emerging Gamer Discord to come to this planet. I want them to be able to hang out and run around the base, just have this big, huge,
like city,
metropolis made, because it's a beautiful planet and everything is built on these mesas that rise up out of the ground like mountains, but they're flat on top. And I've been connecting these with roads, like roadways.
Yeah.
But I can't build a road to your mesa because it won't let me build over or in your base because I'm not you, obviously.
I thought when I logged in last, I just opened it up, but apparently not. I got to boot it up. And
I have a couple ideas why it might work. We might have to like go in there together. You might have to like trash the base and put down a new one together. We'll figure out a solution.
Yeah.
But what I did is I looked around for another mesa to like build a road in a different direction to, which wasn't part of my plan originally. I just was going to have like this triangle network between the three that were close. But I built out over 2,000 units to the next closest mesa, this gigantic roadway between two bases that overlap their build patterns, and it actually worked and it connected. And now I'm building a city over there. So there is going to be a bigger network than I ever imagined. I'm building a town square with like a central focal park and everything. It's gonna be dope, dude. Cities connected by like little walkways.
I'm gonna have to log back.
We're just gonna have a hangout, and we can run around this in VR. It's gonna be nuts. So you got to get in on this.
We should, but if I do get back on,
how am I gonna play that with you?
We'll figure it out.
Is it crossplay?
No.
He's got a game PC, bro.
You do. I can literally see inside of that computer. It's glass. That means it's a gaming computer.
That's exactly what that means. It also lights up. Also, Felix, now that I plugged your computer into your TV, you don't have to play in that. Well, actually, that's a nice monitor, but you can.
He picked up like an ROG, like an Asus ROG gaming monitor.
Yeah, that was my new.
Just
purchase.
straight up gamer
I'm sure
monitor.
you're gonna
Dude, I was gonna do a night stream, and I hadn't done a night stream in a long time, and I was gonna do it because I got off my job at like 6, and then I went to turn on my monitor, and it just kept flickering off and on, off and on.
You texted me as soon as I hit the live button, which sucks because I was in the middle of commentating on
you're
EG
fine.
Smash League, which is back.
You were fine. You were fine. But then my response was, okay. Well, first I turned to Mrs. Felix and I said, how old is this monitor? She gave it to me. And she goes, 10 years old. And I go, 10 years fucking old? I got a 10-year-old monitor? She was like, yeah. So I just said, okay. So we started pricing them. You gave me some good tips on like
I hope so.
What I should get. You know, I got a 1080. I got 144 hertz, and free sync.
That's cool because then I suggested that only because if you ever do decide to play PC games, that's some kind of monitor you want to get. You want to get it. So you got to. This is a 1440p. No, 1080.
1080.
Okay, no, that's fine. That's still good.
I mean, I don't care about resolution.
Yeah, I'm sure. But the refresh rate is going to make a huge difference to you because I don't know if you've experienced high refresh rate gaming.
I haven't.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, when you play on a console, you don't have high.
You don't. You're usually locked at 60 hertz.
Oh God, no, 30.
30?
30.
But I think frame rates go up. The frame rates can hit 60.
The one Xbox, fucking the best Xbox.
Series X.
No, but the one that's released
One
now.
X. The One X.
The Xbox One X.
God damn it, Microsoft.
And the PS4 Pro, you can hit 60.
Right.
I'm not familiar with the One X, but with the PS4, you can prioritize.
I think the Tomb Raider remake on PS4 hit 60. I'm pretty sure it did.
I don't think the console outputs that. I could be wrong.
'Cause
I just don't believe, as far as I know, that it does.
We're gonna
Let's
look
find out.
this up. We're gonna
Internet.
look this up. PS4. I'm
I'm
just right. PS4 frame rate. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna type that. All in all, how much does it give? It's undefined. Okay, the PS4 can give up to 60 frames max, but the frames average is 30. COD is in 60. All COD games are in 60 frames.
No matter if you have a PS4 or a Pro.
Correct.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was actually even on the
I
360.
mean, you guys are
believe.
talking about frame rate, but that's not hertz.
Right, but so what the refresh rate does is it matches the frame rate to your monitor,
Got
and it does it in such a smooth way where you don't notice the frame transitions at all. And then you got FreeSync, and what that does is it matches the refresh rate to your graphics card, and it instead of this is getting real technical. The graphics card pushes its visuals out to the monitor, right, in your face, and the monitors can't keep up. So what the FreeSync does is it goes, no, we're linking, and I'm making sure that we're communicating at the same time now. And that way, there's no tearing, there's nothing interrupting that signal. It is a straight cut to your eyes, to your eyeballs.
I can't imagine playing anything PvP not on my monitor, which is uncapped right now.
As you know, I've been playing Monster Hunter, but I also got it on PC. Game's a crazy big difference on PC. It is night and day a different game, just because of how beautifully smooth it is. It's like running butter through a hot knife.
Yeah. We have Omi and Locke have the same monitor, and I have mine at the 165 hertz setting.
That's nice.
Nice
That's
Asus, dude.
It's real beautiful. Are you ready for that next question there? Got another question. This is for Felix, and we're going to transition to what you want to
question
talk
for me.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to read it to you. Felix, for Fallout 76, is from Andy SR2 again. Felix, for Fallout 76 Wastelanders expansion, what are you looking forward to, and what about the game do you want Bethesda to improve upon? So what would you like to see them improve upon, and what are you looking forward to?
I mean, okay. So there is, obviously, I'm not blind to bugs and glitches. I'm tolerant of them. You know, it doesn't remove me from the Fallout 76 game world and make me want to put the game down if there's bugs, and glitches, because Fallout has always been a game that generally on the surface is a piece of shit. And I'm saying going all the way back.
Hey, you said it, man.
I'm talking Fallout 3,
Yeah,
Fallout 76.
Sure.
Like somebody said in my stream the other day.
It's a vibe.
Somebody said in the stream the other day. By the way, that's sacrilegious that you just said that about those other games. I'm like,
but here's the thing: 3 was amazing at the time because Bethesda was probably the only ones that were making that crazy kind of
Same
experience.
with Skyrim, the Bethesda bugs. You just dealt with it.
But they're Bethesda bugs, right? Yeah. And a lot of people, I think, unfairly, made claims that those Bethesda bugs didn't still have their unique appeal, in the newer game. Because
videos on YouTube.
Well, the idea of a Fallout game in an online environment completely changed the player base, the demographic. Like a ton of other people that never played a Fallout game really decided to, hey, maybe I'll try this Fallout thing, right?
Sure.
Because it's an online thing. It has potential co-op opportunities and competitive multiplayer opportunities and things like that. So it brought a whole new base of people back. So my point is I'm aware that there are whole public events and quest lines that are just fucking broke still.
Yeah.
And as much as I say on a regular basis, this is the best Fallout game I've ever played because it's the only Fallout game post its launch that is getting updated on a regular basis.
Well, sure, because
despite me saying that on a regular basis, there are quest lines where I was literally playing one today. It's this quest line where you defend this robot. And every time I've tried to do this, it's a public event.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's designed for multiple people, but every time I play it, I can usually do it on my own, but most of the time I play it, halfway through it, the robot starts shooting me. He's not supposed to shoot me. He's supposed to fix things while I defend him. But he turns his gun.
He just gets confused. He's a little confused.
He turns his gun on me.
He's had a long robot day, dude.
He turns his gun on me. And by the way, this is also annoying because this quest you have to wait 15 minutes. It's a countdown.
Yeah.
Right? So if you play it all the way to the end and the result is the robot...
Wait. Do you have to get to this thing and then wait 15 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a long time, dude.
You
That's
go to the event and wait.
It's a long
wait for,
live event.
It's a live public event where you have to defend this robot, and there's endless hordes of ghouls that attack you.
Yeah.
But every time recently I've done it, he turns his gun on me, and the minute I anger him, and he starts shooting me, and I guess it's because I shot him by mistake or whatever.
You probably hit him with a bullet.
He shoots
yeah.
me the whole time. It's weird. He doesn't take damage on me. Like, I don't lose damage from him.
Mm-hmm.
But if that happens, the end of the quest, you wait the 15 minutes out, the quest fails.
That's awful.
It's so bad.
Because, not to go back to Destiny, but the way Destiny spreads out and its public events and lets them, you're in and then it's done.
Yeah.
And they all vary in type too.
Now, I would say this is just a fucking broad estimate or whatever. I would say about 25% of the things that I attempt to do in Fallout 76 result in failure, like
So,
a time waste.
Would you say you would hope that Bethesda notices and would change these aspects of the game?
Well, I know for a fact that the question was, what am I most anticipating? I'm anticipating the new content, in some cases, to go right over top of some of the old shit.
Sure.
And just replace it. You
Sure.
know, like they take away events that are completely broken, or
Rewrite them.
through the storylines, rewrite them and make them so that they work again, or whatever. In some instances, so I'd like that. I'm also constantly looking forward now to. I'm kind of like Fallout First exclusives. Like the fact that I have the Fallout First membership, I'm always going into the store now because I do get the allotment of atoms per month. So I'm always going to the store.
My monthly deposit of atoms.
Well, right.
Fallout First.
But they're also amping up the amount of exclusive things that you can get, like the new skins for the tent. That's my new obsession.
Nice.
So every time they come out with a new skin for the tent, I gotta get it.
You're finding a lot of good hooks.
Yeah.
That keep you
so
in
that's
it.
really cool.
What are you excited about Wastelanders doing?
Specific Wastelanders content that's coming out. So they're gonna have something called an ally. An ally is a craftable, and you're going to be able to actually see this. This is crazy. They're doing a huge presentation at
PAX,
I think.
It's in like a week.
Well,
yeah.
Sony just pulled out because of the coronavirus.
We're gonna talk about that.
We'll see if PAX even ends up becoming an event.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to talk about what that means.
Because
yes,
if all that shit starts happening, they might not be here. But it's supposedly, as it stands right now, Bethesda's going to have a huge presentation where you're going to get to play the Wastelanders at PAX East. Get your hands on it type shit.
Damn, I wish we went this year, huh?
No, because of the coronavirus. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, dude, I'm about to hop on a plane tomorrow, and I'm going to be wearing a mask. I promise.
Oh yeah,
1,000%, dude. In Philadelphia International Airport, get the fuck out of here. I'm going to cover my mouth and nose.
Yes,
1,000%.
But this new feature that they're adding is called an ally. Now, it's not the same as a follower in all the traditional Fallout sense. You know, in Skyrim and Fallout, you'd have a follower who followed you around the wasteland, and they did. Our friends are doing that. We don't need a follower. Followers don't exist. But what an ally is you craft an item, and you're going to meet a bunch of different allies throughout the world. And what you do is you craft an item in your base. Like, for instance, the example they named, one guy's like a lush. He's okay. And you craft a bar. Literally, it's an item that you craft in your camp. And then he shows up in your camp and starts drinking at your bar. And then at that point, every time you return, he's going to have commentary and things he's going to say when you return back to the camp. He's also going to defend your camp. So that's kind of cool. I mean, for the people who play in a public world where there could be threats from trolls and people like that, it would be cool to have another NPC fighting on your behalf.
That's kind of cool. That makes it feel like a more living world.
Yeah.
Sounds like a fun benefit to the game.
Yeah. I'm not even kidding.
Would have been great.
If we're
You're talking about from the beginning? Is that what you're saying?
Look, I wasn't playing anything.
No.
I'm saying the game sounds like it will be fun.
Yeah. That does
sounds fun. Yeah.
If we look at it in a vacuum and have no context at all.
Yeah. I think the entire...
Well done. Well
Thank
put.
you.
I think the entire world that you play in is going to feel dramatically different. I think it's going to be unlike any DLC transition that any modern game has done recently. Like Destiny had updates and changes.
Think about Final Fantasy 14 though.
But that's different. But I'm saying this world, they're going to completely add narrative to it that didn't exist.
That didn't exist.
People to interact with. It's going to be a much more live world. Like, And I don't think people I don't know if people are ready for that. And they don't understand how different that's going to be. The sounds.
It sounds like it's going to be like a Fallout game.
Right.
It's going to be like an actual Fallout game.
It sounds like it's going to be like a Fallout game.
You know?
Probably.
Exactly.
But a Fallout game where my friends are there. You know, like actual people.
There it is. That's the point, though,
and this
for
is,
you.
You're right. Mm-hmm. And this is the most important thing. It's getting very palpable in my stream. Like, people are coming in, and there are 3 questions that everyone asks me. Number 1. There's lots of people coming in.
Should I buy this game?
No. Why are you still playing this piece of shit?
Okay.
That's number 1.
Okay, yeah.
Number 1. Number 2, should I buy this piece of shit?
You said no.
No, it wasn't number 1.
That was number 1. Yeah.
All right, it's number 2.
Number 2 is, should I buy this piece of shit?
Yeah.
And number 3 is, can you launch a nuke for me? Those are the 3.
Oh, really?
3 questions.
Because they want to see what happened?
Yeah.
They want to see what it's like?
But people don't understand how painstaking the nuke launching task actually is. Now, I've had people who play with me on the stream. David Cable is from Scotland, and he plays with me on a regular basis.
Nice.
Who makes it a business of his to like launch a nuke like pretty much every time he goes in. But I just find the task and the amount of steps you got to do and all that shit like incredibly tedious. Yeah, incredibly tedious. So it's not an easy thing, and people come in all the time, and they're always like, "Can you launch a nuke for me?" It's probably like the 3rd most asked question in my stream.
That's crazy.
But there's a lot of people coming in.
Why are you still playing?
Yeah. I have a frenzy of people on both the Xbox, and now I met a guy yesterday who came into the PS4, and he wants to play with me on a regular basis. So now I think I have to designate a day of the week. My Tuesday streams are now dedicated to Fallout on the PS4, and my Thursday streams are now dedicated to Fallout on the Xbox.
Do you see this being your like steady game of choice on your schedule?
I think
until like Resident Evil comes out.
Well, I told you guys. I think I told you guys last week that Fear the Beard came back around. Mm-hmm. Okay, Fear the Beard and I, who goes by Jude at this point, that's his new stream name. He's helping me to he offered to do some graphics for my channel pages.
Very cool.
And he themed it Fallout. So, which I already had kind of a Fallout theme in my Twitch page.
Your buttons on your Twitch profile page were Fallout buttons. Yeah.
So now Jude came up with some unique art, and he drew Felix in a vault uniform.
Oh, that's dope,
it's like
dude.
a cool
that's
picture.
Cool. Yeah.
So he did all that, and he showed it to me a couple days ago. I gave it my stamp of approval, and now we're going to go through the process. I made him an editor, because you can make people editors on your channel. Mm-hmm. They don't have full access to all your stuff.
They can move
just
elements
like it's a more advanced moderator,
Yeah.
because what they can do is he's a moderator, and then he can also edit my channel features. So he's doing that now. So he's doing it for both my Twitch and my my Mixer. So it's cool. And he's not very far. He's in Scranton. So I invited him to Twitch Philly, so you might meet him soon.
Awesome. That sounds like a fun time, actually.
Yeah, we're gonna go. I told him all about it, and I said, next time Twitch Philly comes around, I'll let you know, and then we'll try and plan around it or something.
Yeah, have him join the Discord so we can.
Yeah,
because I post.
Scranton's
not
that far. Scranton's an hour and a half.
It's not bad at all.
Shall we move on to the news, boys?
Let's do it.
Hell yeah.
Got a couple little things that happened last week. Want to chat about?
This one's for you, Felix. Kinda.
Oh, is it?
Kinda, because
only news for you.
This is just for you. There's a new patch supposedly coming out for The Witcher 3 on the Switch.
The Switcher.
Oh, well, I bought the Switcher.
We know. That's why I said it's for you.
I know.
Yeah, yeah, you have it. But apparently what's happening is the patch notes are, they're in Korean. I'm just going to read the list out here. It's adding a bunch of graphical improvements.
So I won't have to buy a new Switch to do this?
No.
It's all under the hood.
The game is going to be updated to this. You have the graphical tweaks, like you would go into a PC settings and adjust a bunch of stuff. You have
They're tweaking it up for you.
Those options for the Switch.
So it'll look better.
For the record, I did notice it. I don't
know if this patch is out yet.
No. I'm saying I did notice that the
downgrade.
Witcher on the Switch doesn't look like it felt like.
Oh yeah,
when I've played on the Xbox.
Of course.
Yeah.
But
can you bump? I mean, we don't know obviously, but I imagine you bump all these sliders to the max and just blow your Switch up and just explodes in your hand.
I think it's just them going, okay, these are the settings the game will be running on.
Yeah. And obviously you can probably maybe customize it to your preference. So maybe downgrade a lot of things to get a better frame rate.
God, that's awful.
That's the old and here's the better version.
Yeah, because it's
But
adding
think about it though. We're not playing on this monitor. You're playing on
your
a
handheld.
screen like this small, and
But
this
you can dock it.
size.
No, but
He plays dock.
I play Switch dock.
sure. Yeah.
But now
I feel like those are screenshots from handheld mode, though. I could be wrong, but
maybe who knows? So yeah, they're adding blur, bloom. They're sharpening. They're adding depth of field, chromatic abrasion, water quality, and foliage
Chromatic aberration better.
aberration.
I got to turn that the fuck off. That gives
Yeah, you
me
don't
a
like
he-
that.
it gives me
Division loves chromatic abrasion.
gives me a fucking
Yeah.
headache.
So, but
Anti-aliasing and
the
force
point of
visibility
this
range.
is you can probably, like I was saying, customize your gameplay to what you want, like graphical fidelity or frame rate.
Like the
And
Pro, the PS4 Pro does.
So, like,
Yeah.
if you want the game to look better for you on the Switch, it may not run as well, but they're giving you the option to like make that sun look extra pretty, shine through the trees,
sure.
Or if you're like, I need to be as fast as possible, chopping these creatures crawling out of the mud at me, then
yeah, dude.
everything all the way down.
Now the biggest kicker with this patch was they added cross save support.
This is the part that I
big
heard
deal.
about. Yeah.
This is the big deal because now you can. This is like Civilization 6 on the Switch, right? Which is also enables cross save. So now this makes the future of games like even cooler. Because imagine you have your sweet graphic juiced up PC version,
I think about it all the time.
and then you go, I got to go on a road trip, but I'm in the middle of this mission and I want to finish it on the
I
road.
think about it all the time.
Right?
I wish that I could do this with Stardew Valley. I wish I could
Yeah.
have my save on the PC, have all the benefits of PC control, but then lay in my bed and fucking
And play if I want to. Or yeah.
I have
take
2
with you.
separate Stardew Valley saves. 3 actually, because I started a new
You
one.
keep saying
on
that
stream.
word.
Stardew Valley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Each time you say it, it makes
You
me want to buy that shit.
I know Nimbus bought it,
It's a farming game if you like that.
but it's so much more.
It's more than a farming
I was just looking at
game.
my Switch library.
We'll talk
It's
about
getting
Stardew.
sizable. I haven't played anything on it.
Stardew is a whole thing, dude. But this is good, and like your point, it's another step in the direction of making this the norm.
Like, can you imagine if?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm gonna say. Just imagine like any game you get, like that is out on both consoles,
Just-
like Outer Worlds, right? That's a game that's
Dude, all
Is that
players
coming to the Switch?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's being delayed though,
Yep.
thanks to the
fuck it. I'm gonna
coronavirus.
buy that again.
Yeah.
all players want is the ability to play their games with their friends, but most importantly, anywhere. And you start a game, you have progress in a game, you want to take that progress anywhere. Think about how
it's
hyped
beautiful.
everybody was when Destiny finally got cross save,
Yeah, yeah, man.
It's not full on cross play, but they've said they're working
But
on
people were able to pull their like PS4 saves and bring them to their PC and go, yes, my character.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, man.
Yeah, Fallout doesn't have any of that, so I'm hoping for that.
that one day.
What would happen if they suddenly enabled that crossplay between PlayStation and Xbox?
We are barreling toward that direction.
No, but what would happen with me having the Fallout First membership?
Well, there's that you would
on
save
both?
money.
Yeah, you would save
You'd
money.
save
Would I save money?
$100.
Would I?
Why would they make? Yeah.
Why
would
would
they
you
make
play both of them?
If the servers are all the same network of servers?
Right. So that would mean the Fallout First membership. Here's what I did discover.
That's why they won't, because they're double dipping
Right,
on,
right.
on
Double
people
dipping.
like you, dude.
Right, they totally are. But I asked them. I went through a text chat with them to find out if
you
if it
texting your
was.
bae Bethesda on the weekend.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
He's like,
text about
hey,
bae.
hey, boo, you up? Just wanted to ask you some Fallout questions.
Dude, that's how it works, man. You text them back and forth. It's really weird.
Yeah.
But they said no, this is not available currently. And what did the person say? They said, "I'll push this forward to the developers." I was like,
I'm
"Thank you."
sure.
Right to
do
the
that.
top.
Will.
But-
yeah.
To the top with me.
But
Yeah.
Mr. Howard, sir.
But the person said to me in the chat that it's not Bethesda that's setting the prices for that stuff.
The prices of first?
They're not setting that price. That's being dictated by the store they're being sold in. So there's some kind of weird business relationship for the Fallout First membership between where Microsoft is getting and Sony are getting sizable profits for that.
Well, that makes sense
Oh.
because anything you sell through the store, they're going to
Right,
have a cut
right.
to the owners. But I don't know why the price would be different unless
No, but
those
like
stores take
I'm
different
thinking
cuts.
if crossplay ends up happening, like if it could happen, like that would conflict with both of those companies' business models, so they
Yeah.
wouldn't want to do it. You see what I'm saying?
Definitely something
At this point in
to
time,
consider.
it seems like a case-by-case basis.
And I'm saying
You know.
no, but what I'm saying is, I guess the remark I'm making is any game that has some kind of subscription service associated with it, like your Final Fantasy 14, does that do some kind of
It cross-plays
crossplay?
with PS4.
Oh, so it does.
Yeah, and apparently Xbox is on the road to get the game only if
So if
if
you
it
buy
can
the
cross-play.
membership, which is how much a month? 15?
Yep.
So if you buy that on your PC, you have it on your PS4?
You have to
No,
buy
you
the
have to buy
game,
the game license, a licensed copy of the game.
but you have the access.
yes.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the minute I go to my Xbox, my saves will be there, and I'll sign in with my name or whatever.
You
and
sign
then
in with your Square Enix account,
Square Enix
whatever login
account,
specific for
and
that.
next
Yeah.
thing you know, because I paid for the membership on one, it shows up
Correct.
on the
Yeah.
other
That
one.
would work. Yes, you just need to
Okay,
own the copy.
so there is a
on the-
precedent out there. So, but Bethesda once
But
again,
even
is
with
just
The
boning
Witcher,
me.
yeah.
They're just dicking me.
Why would they stop, dude? You're giving them they're fucking in you for $200, dude.
They got me, bud.
Yeah. They're deep inside.
Boned.
Speaking of getting boned,
Getting boned.
there's an update on PlayStation's presence at PAX,
Yeah,
and they are pulling out of PAX East
yeah.
because they're worried about the coronavirus. Now, they actually had a statement here. I actually haven't read it in full yet, but they were supposed to bring Last of Us 2 there. Like, it was going to be playable on the
Yeah.
floor. Yeah.
It's right at the top. It's the top part.
Yeah, but I'm trying to find the
Statement?
the
It's
statement.
right at the
Yeah,
top.
update. Today, Sony Interactive made the decision to cancel its participation at PAX East in Boston this year due to increasing concerns related to the coronavirus. I'm not going to say the whole thing. We felt this was the safest option as the situation is changing daily. We are disappointed and to cancel our participation in this event, but the health and safety is our goal, and with our global workforce is our highest concern. So the concern is you got a big convention, right?
Uh-huh.
Easy places for disease transfer. People coming out from everywhere in the country and world, right, to go to events like this. And they come into one location, and then they go home, and then they spread it again. Like,
I'd be nervous.
It's
as
not
shit.
unlike the
Going
plot
to
of
PAX,
the
yeah.
Division 1.
yeah. I think there's a Tom Clancy story that does that, but it sounds like a Tom Clancy novel. But yeah, that's crazy.
The
That's
Division
Division.
is the Tom Clancy.
There's another Tom Clancy story.
Is the
but
Division
you're right. But
based
you're
on it?
right.
It's,
Yeah.
it's Tom Clancy's The Division.
Yeah, you're right.
It's. I mean, we're
Yeah.
probably blowing the coronavirus thing out of proportion.
I think so.
I'm not.
I don't
it's-
blame.
Look, I mean,
but I don't blame them.
I don't blame them either. No,
They're
but
like,
I think
we have no need to
I
risk
think there's a
this.
lot of
There's liability.
there's
That's
worry about it when. I mean, sure, it's definitely passing.
There's.
Safety benchmarks
of
other viruses.
I
but,
was on the website today for the CDC,
CDC, yeah.
and
Just popping in.
the United States
What's up, CDC?
just popping in.
You up?
The United States is under 200 right now. Thus far, is under 200 cases reported.
It's still increasing though, because like a week or two ago it was like
It is.
6.
It is, but
Yeah.
it was under 200.
What if we're in the end times, you guys, and we're slowly
Don't
getting
get
there.
the hell out of
Well,
here.
we're not.
It's happening, man.
Listen to this, Neo. We've been living in a weird bubble for the whole 20th century. Just
Yeah.
so you know, every single century prior to the 20th century
Has had a plague.
has had a horrible plague that fucking killed a large portion of the
It's
population.
population control. That's all I'm saying.
Even the
Oh,
20th, even the
the
20th
world.
century.
It's the world
Neo.
balancing the scales.
Neo.
Thanos style.
Right.
Thanos
Neo.
style.
Neo, you're saying so many things.
Is it too
Yeah.
much?
Somebody
But-
might listen and go, "Oh, he's fucking right, dude."
But
With
there
their
has
conspiracy
been-
fucking
It's
hats.
the Thanos snap.
No, but
That's the
hold on.
coronavirus.
but there,
right?
listen. Despite me
I'm
saying
not trying
that,
to be rude.
despite me
but
saying that, so one side of it is every century going all the way back has had a major plague.
Yeah.
The other side of it is the 20th century brought in some insane medical advancements. Insane medical advances for suppressing diseases. Quarantine processes, all that shit, like, are all advanced compared to what they did back in the day. You know, so I am surprisingly tempered when it comes to like jumping on the bandwagon of like this is something to be completely scared about. You know, like not everything is a Hollywood movie.
And also, like the flu all of the time, the majority of people that have been affected by it are young children and the elderly.
Yeah.
with weakened immune systems.
Yeah. So honestly, Neo, it's a wait and see. Just let it go.
I saw a tweet about this online. I want to read to you guys. Alex Navarro, he's of Giant Bomb. He said, very shrewd move by Sony to cancel their PAX East plans over coronavirus. Now every company that doesn't cancel is in the uncomfortable position of appearing pro-coronavirus.
That's actually great.
I loved it. I had to read it because it's really
so
good.
funny, dude.
It's great.
So yeah, that's that. Ready for the next piece?
Yeah.
We're barreling through this. This is
We don't have really.
It's not a crazy news week.
Yeah, do we just have the last thing?
Yeah, the last thing is it's the Ninja
fucking,
tweet.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
we can roll it up here.
Let's just chat about this for a little bit.
Rip this Band-Aid up. All right, so Ninja tweeted yesterday. Great, cool. He's usually not controversial though, is he? No, he is. He does.
Almost all the tweets he sends out, like at some point, blow up for some reason. I'm a fan of Ninja as a content creator, as a streamer. I don't watch him regularly, so I don't know like the day-to-day kind of vibes he has on Mixer right now. But I think what he's done for the space is fantastic, especially going over to like brands like Adidas and normalizing business deals with content creators. Like he's doing so much
opening the doors
good
for the rest of us.
Creation, right?
Yeah.
But the man definitely tweets out just out of left field sometimes without thinking about the reach that he has and the way his words are going to be received due to his audience. Like I think he spent a couple years coming up on Fortnite and like spent a long time censoring himself because of his audience. A lot of them were younger. He wanted to appeal to a lot of kids. He had earned a massive reach because of that. And now that he's a little bit more free on Mixer, he's getting that guaranteed paycheck.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to worry. He doesn't have to stream as much, and he doesn't have to like censor himself as much.
On the other side of that, he did say that, aside from this statement that we're about to read, he did say that he didn't want to stream with women. That was a controversial thing he did. I remember.
Yeah.
Just because he didn't want to like risk any kind of flirtation banter.
That was a whole thing, and that got covered and talked about.
I remember that.
Retracted.
He doesn't want to.
He doesn't want to stream with women.
Apparently he does, and he has streamed with women since then.
Yeah, he has. But that was the whole thing. So should I read this tweet and we can discuss it?
Sure. Yeah.
The phrase "it's just a game" is such a weak mindset. You are okay with what happened, losing, imperfection of a craft. When you stop getting angry after losing, you've lost twice. There is always something to learn, always room for improvement, never settle.
Well, his language is chest poking. He's using you
Okay,
throughout the whole thing. That's language that I try to avoid when I'm typing anything because it's literally inciting people to riot when you poke them in the chest.
Yeah.
You're using the word "you."
It's accusatory.
Yeah, because he could have said a person is okay with what happened, losing imperfection. When a person stops getting angry, then they've lost twice. He chose to pick you, so he's like pointing at 15 million people.
Right, exactly. And I think you've hit on something very, very important as to why he's gotten the response that it has, because everyone reads this and everyone gets attacked.
But before he wrote those sentences, he wrote the word "weak" with mindset.
Yes. Yes.
Which the mental health community's probably like.
No, I mean we're hitting
loving it.
We're psychoanalyzing the shit out of this. That's exactly why people are getting upset. I think his mentality is in the right place. I don't agree with needing to stay angry or upset to be better. But I like the final sentiment is the most important. Never settle. Yeah. Always try to be better. But
I understand what he's trying to say, though. I get what he's saying.
Oh, I completely get it.
No, but there's a big but that I have in my sentence here.
Huge but.
But no one is going to get to that point because of what Felix said. You feel like he's been yelling at you specifically that you're shitty and that you suck for giving up and not caring as much as he does. So you're never going to get to the point where you go, maybe he's got a good point at the end. It's never going to get to that point. And then everyone is going to react to the first part, and then he's going to get pissed because they misinterpret him because he wants people to read the last sentence, but because he's not good at the language.
People miss the last sentence.
Then that's...
I will tell you, his philosophy doesn't work with me.
So that's
You stay mad and don't get better.
What the fuck
here's a
happens
reason-
when I turn into a lunatic?
Yeah.
I turn into a rage fucking monster that's about ready to rip my console clean in fucking half.
Yeah.
There's no focus.
I should've-
There's no learning lessons.
I really missed an
Get the
opportunity
fuck
by
outta
not
here.
quote tweeting this and being like, Felix, you're good. Your time has come, or something like that.
Show
that would have been
Ninja.
content, dude.
Like
Yeah.
literally, if Ninja watched me lose my shit on stream, like that's not like he gets like when he gets angry, he gets cool and gets more focused like a sniper. But when I lose my cool, I fucking fall off something or break my fucking chair or fall into the wall and put a hole in it.
He just, it's. Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to pull this tweet because I'm like, we can have a good. Because we all react differently to losing and what happens.
sure.
Like
Yeah.
when we fuck up in our raids, like we get angry, we get frustrated. I know when I try to do this actively in my brain when I like lose in battle royale games. I try to be like, it's all right. There's next game.
Right.
It's okay.
Like
I know what I did to fuck up, but like I'm not
Yeah,
like.
I'm very self-reflective personally.
I think Ninja.
But I'm not getting angry, right?
Right.
And I'm not doing these things that will make me lose my focus and they tilt me, right? I don't want to get tilted.
I think Ninja and Locke are in the same class of gamer. Like when I used to play with Locke, talking trials again. Like he was the coolest motherfucker. Like
Very fucking
yeah.
intense.
he could run a battlefield, right?
Yeah.
Because he's just the coolest motherfucker under fire. Like he can keep it going. This is why I never joined the military. I'm never joining the military. I'm never firing a gun in a
past that.
platoon.
I think you're safe now.
Because
Yeah.
but I'm going to be the crazy motherfucker who everyone wants to like
Oh, right,
frag.
right. Yeah.
They want to frag this kid and get him all out of the because I'm going to cause everyone else to get shot with my screaming and yelling and
You really
stumbling.
would, dude.
Seriously.
You would have gotten
I
yourself and
never-
everyone else killed.
Never joined the military for this distinct reason. I do not handle pressure well at all. And
Yeah.
that's why I don't play competitive multiplayer at all.
Except for MLB The Show 19.
Oh my God. I can't even stream it, dude. I can't even stream it when I start losing. And I'm not even playing kids out there in the world. I'm playing the computer.
Oh my God, dude.
It's so bad, man.
Do you learn when you freak out and rage and what
I've learned how to play this game, and I don't like it.
would you
because-
say you've lost once or twice after losing in MLB?
Right now, I'm on an 8-game win streak.
Okay.
In
So you're
MLB.
improving, adapting, and
So
overcoming.
maybe Ninja's right. Your rage has made you focused.
No, the minute they start like overthrowing balls and like doing stuff, I told you my biggest problem with the game. I don't like it when they do things that are inconsistent with professional baseball players.
Right.
Like I throw from third to first, and you're like a mile above the fucking guy you're throwing to. That
Right,
doesn't make
right.
any sense. And the game does that, and I hate it. So anyway, it's rage-inducing.
Yeah, I feel it.
I'll stop.
I
it's
think
fine.
I think Ninja has the opportunity with his reach to be
be
a
the voice,
good
right?
positive
Yeah.
voice. And for a while he was like there were some tweets back in 2018, like the year that he officially blew up. Right, he had he had like the super Fortnite rise in late 2017, caught the wave, and 2018 was his year.
Yeah.
And
For
he
sure.
spent a lot of time during that year being like, hey guys, be great to each other, be positive. And I was like, dude, this is what someone with his reach should be doing. Right? But you tweet something like this, and like while your heart might be in the right place, like Felix said, all you're doing is accusing what does he have? How many millions of followers does he have? You're just pointing
Millions.
your finger
And- yeah.
at all of them saying,
Because not
hey,
everyone,
you suck because you don't react like this and you don't care about the games you play.
That's what I call it. When you use the second person, it's chest poking language.
Yes. Yeah, click on
And
his,
it's
on
fucking,
his
you're just
account.
poking
I just wanna
everyone
see how
in
many
the
followers
fucking
he has.
chest.
5.5 million.
5.5 million.
5.5
I
million.
said 15. I overshot that.
5.5 million people saw that tweet potentially.
And most of them are kids. He's chest poking kids.
Yeah. Hey,
and you don't think
suck.
you don't
I'm
think
the best.
you don't think they're not going to reach out and poke back?
Yeah, a lot of
And
people.
then,
a lot of,
of
people
course,
poke back.
he has the chip on his shoulder where he's like, "Why is what? It's not what I meant. What do you mean?" And that's just the worst way to handle a situation like this. So,
Is that what he's saying?
Yeah,
yeah, I
he's
mean,
like, where in this tweet you say I punch a wall and smash a keyboard rage. It's the way you perceive the message. Yeah.
but look! I didn't even read down this far. See how he said he quoted himself at the end and said, "There is always room for improvement. Never settle is bad advice." So that proves that that's the message he wanted people to see
But he
but
didn't put it
no,
first.
he tucked it under all this terrible accusatory language. So what do you expect? What do you expect?
It's like walking up to that guy in the bar and going, "You really have a bad attitude." And he's like, he's big and he's got a, fucking, he's a rage monster. And you just go, "You really have a bad attitude."
We're wanted men.
I didn't know.
got the death sentence in 12 systems.
He doesn't like you.
Oh God.
But yeah, and everyone's chiming in. And I kind of wanted to throw my 2 cents in there, but I had no idea what to say. I'm like,
No, yeah, there's no winning by jumping into this conversation.
but
There's
it's that
none.
gotta engage, man.
No,
you gotta get that engagement.
Not for this shit, dude.
Yeah,
I'm just
dude,
gonna
it's
stay
so
out and
fucking do that.
no.
Um,
No. I got into the conversation today on Twitter. I saw a couple different, like, hey, pro streamer tip, when you host somebody, like, do this. But hey, streamers, when you do this. And I was like, hey, streamer tip, fucking do what you want. Just be a good person.
Wait, was this? I saw that tweet that you made.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was related to that.
Run your stream however the fuck you want. That's a streamer tip.
Yeah, the other day I coined my stream, my rules. Get over it, right? But
People just love going on Twitter and being like,
wait, was he like
here's how you do it.
was he giving like advice, or was it like this is the this
There
is
was
the way-
like-
no, this is what whoever he's talking
There
about.
was like 3 or 4 different like kinds of this advice. The one that sticks in my brain is someone saying, "Hey, when you host or raid somebody, make sure you stick around and hang out for like at least 15 minutes and chat and engage and anything less than that makes you seem like attention seeking." And like again, same with this. The core of that isn't wrong, but like maybe someone was streaming for 10 hours and literally all they had the energy to do was like send all of the people watching them over to someone else. Like
I literally can't.
the fact that
sometimes.
they didn't chill. Yeah, you got to go to work after yours.
I
The
go
fact
to
that they
work
just
right
dipped
after
right
my
away,
stream. There's
that
no way that I can
that
say
should not
and sit in your stream.
that should not
Can't do
cancel
it.
that person or invalidate like the host or something like that.
I mean,
you know?
rating is already kind of like a gift thing, right?
I mean, look.
Well, I phrase it.
It's just.
I usually phrase it. Sometimes I write this, sometimes I don't. But I usually come into a stream. I've rated, and I go, "Hey, I can't stay. I'm going to work, but I
Sure.
brought some friends.
Sure.
Let's."
yeah, that sounds.
But you know what? The way that you do that is fine, and the way that that person does it is fine, and the way that you do your raids, it's fine
I totally
because it's all fine.
I totally fucked up the other night. After you got your monitor, Felix, and I was finishing streaming.
Yeah.
Totally went offline, and I was like, "Fuck! I didn't raid Felix.
I'm not mad.
I'm mad. I'm mad at myself. I'm mad at myself, Felix.
Tweet about yourself on your own Twitter.
I get no
All right, yeah, I'll do that.
I get
Tweet
no.
yourself.
Just be like, Neo, you fucked up for not raiding Felix.
Dude, I get no traction at night anyway. That is not my.
I had
optimal
like
time.
I had like 7 people in my.
I was surprised though because
my
it's
chat.
Fallout. Fallout is bringing people consistently into my stream.
That's so.
Y'all
funny.
can hate on it, but people coming in
funny.
to ask that question: is this game still a piece of shit?
I will. I'll leave that all to you.
All right, what do you think? You guys want to wrap this up?
I think
I think we're doing it.
we're donezo.
Dunzo.
I've been Neo Aoshi.
You had been this whole time.
This whole time. Thank you for listening to the Emerging Gamer podcast. Check us out on all the streaming services. We're on YouTube now. We're getting those breakouts up. I'm doing thumbnails, you guys. I'm making them. I'm making it happen.
Neo,
I'm working real hard.
He's doing good work.
From no experience ever, put out like sick thumbnails last week.
I know. We're doing it again this week, too, with whatever we just talked about in this episode. So look forward to that. Emerging Gamer on YouTube, Fireside Chats, the Fireside Chat website, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We're on all those things. So please listen, give us a like there, and rate us. And we would appreciate feedback. Send us questions on Twitter, at Emerging Gamer,
All the
_gamer.
things. Bottom line, if you do nothing else, tell someone that you think likes games as much as you to listen to us.
That's the bookend. We forgot to bookend that in the beginning. I like it in the beginning and the end.
I like it. Yeah, we got to do both.
But yeah, tell your friends.
Just
Please
tell-
tell
I'm gonna
people
write a
you
script.
know.
Just tell people to listen.
Yeah.
Because we like people to listen.
So you can follow me at Neo_Yoshi on Twitter, at twitch.tv/NeoYoshi. I'll be playing Monster Hunter and maybe more Apex. We'll see. I'm trying to get Tarkov. We'll see how that goes. Follow me there and follow Emergent Gamer _gamer on Twitter.
Emergent_gamer, yeah. Guys, I'm Trip Zero. You can find me on pretty much every social that exists on Trip Zero TV. I stream exclusively on Mixer, mixer.com/Trip0TV. Mondays through Fridays, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. I've been doing split time between Destiny 2 and No Man's Sky at this point, and I might just stay there because both games are a lot of fun to stream and play.
Hey, until the game wave hits us in a
Right.
month,
There's going to be some changes with like the Division 2 and Final Fantasy 7 and stay
Resident Evil.
tuned to the socials for that. Yeah, tons of stuff. There's a small change to the schedule that I won't be live again until Tuesday because of a vacation I got planned coming up. But beyond that, everything is going to be rock solid in the schedule world. So, yeah, see you there.
And this is Felix Hergood. I go live to Twitch and Mixer at the exact same time. You can catch me, Felix Hergood, smushed together on all socials, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, Mixer, Felix Hergood. And I'm playing primarily Fallout 76 coming up to the April 7th launch. I actually have a day requested off. On the 7th, the launch date, I'm doing the Xbox. On the 8th, I'm doing the PlayStation 4.
Look at you.
And
Who would have thought, huh?
I'm growing a little crew. I think I might have a full 8-person private world. Like two teams of 4.
Sheesh.
Because there's that many people who want to get in on it and play it. So we're going to play the content in my private world.
That's beautiful.
It's really cool.
All right, you're excited.
That's
man.
very
I'm excited for you, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm happy-
gonna
I'm
watch.
happy you're
I'm gonna
happy.
watch.
I'm pretty excited. Check it out. But I'm doing that on April 7th. And I wanted to tell you guys, I actually have a game to play that you could play with me maybe in March. Evidently, State of Decay 2 is getting a huge Juggernaut edition update. It's a free update for everyone.
I have it installed.
And it's a whole new map.
I'll have my my management
You'll
company
have
reach
my
out to you.
people. You'll have your people
We'll see if we can fit it into the schedule.
Yeah,
here.
let's see if we can squeeze it in. Yeah.
So you'll have
Yeah.
my people contact your people.
Yeah, we'll do the
Who-
people we'll talk.
Like, who are your people? I'm not at liberty to say. Well, in that case, I'll just have my people contact each other. Keep them busy.
Yeah, they'll talk. Yeah,
We'll
they'll figure it out.
fox with each other. Yeah. All right, we'll see you
All
next
right,
week,
everyone.
guys.
Thanks for hanging. Thanks for listening, and see you next Wednesday.
Later.